All right. All right, we are live. Let me just, okay. How is everybody doing?
Good.
Everyone's doing good. Awesome. Well, welcome. Good evening. We're so happy that you're here to join us. And to any viewers watching, thank you so much for tuning in. We're really excited. Today we have Chia Chia Bang Bang with Christa. We're going to be making some delicious chia pudding and jam. We're really excited about that. To give everyone who's joining for the first time a little bit of info about what this is, we are the We-Solation team. We're missing Erica tonight. We love her and we hope that she joins next time. But basically what this is it is a partnership project between Sophie from Your Eco Friend, Lynn and Tony from Plastic Free TO, Erica from Wisebird, and myself, Adriana from Collective Impact Journey. And it's really kind of a fun space that we've created online to skill share with each other, have fun, and connect in a way that is not isolation, it is We-Solation. And we're joined by a new host every week and every episode who helps us learn a new skill and have some fun. Today we're being joined by Christa from show_me_zero_waste. We're really excited to have you here. And I'm gonna pass it over to you if you wanna just introduce yourself and talk a little bit about what we're gonna do today.
Sure, absolutely. So hello, my name is Christa. And yes, you can find me on Instagram under the username show_me_zero_waste. So all together, it's show_me_zero_waste. Show me because I live in the show me state, Missouri, one of the last states to institute a stay-at-home order. But who's paying attention to that? So I am trying to live a sustainable lifestyle. I've been doing it for going on 4 years. I try on my account to share things that I do well, things that I kind of don't do so well. Living in the Midwest, we're never gonna have bulk tofu, I feel like. So we don't have bulk barns and things like that. So I try to share what I can do with the resources that are available. And I guess a little bit about me, I'm a speech language pathologist. I work at a charter school with elementary school students. Many of my students are low income, so we are definitely feeling those effects that you're kind of hearing about in terms of students who have access and students who don't. So I've been Zooming a lot lately. I think it's a verb now. So I've been doing that a lot with my students and definitely learning a lot. And I am excited to share with you some easy recipes that you can eat tomorrow morning.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited. And just before we get started, I do want to take a moment to just acknowledge that here, I know that you are from far away, but the rest of us from the team, we all live in Toronto. And just want to take a minute to acknowledge that the land that we're gathered on right now is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Chippewa, and the Huron-Wendat. And in saying that, I also wanted to take a moment to realize and to share that they have been living on this land for thousands of years. And in that have also been protecting this land, protecting our resources, protecting our animals, protecting our water. And that right now, in this crazy, bizarre time of COVID, when we're trying to flatten the curve and trying to be very cautious, we're told to wash our hands. Which is wonderful if you have safe running water and access to water. But I want to acknowledge the fact that there are over 50 communities across Canada, First Nations communities that do not. They don't have access to clean water. One that has not and has had a boil water advisory for over 25 years. It just blows my mind that that's even possible, especially in this country. So I wanted to just take a minute to recognize that and to encourage everybody to research a little bit more about that and to, as an act of solidarity, to educate yourself on the issues. I think that education is the key. It's the first step that we can all take. And when you're doing your research and when you are educating yourself, do it from multiple viewpoints and listen to the words of First Nations communities. Listen to their stories, listen to their experiences. And a great place to go if you want to follow an amazing water advocate and activist is Autumn Peltier. She is one of our she's been working on water rights for ever. And you can find her on Insta at autumn.peltier, and she's fantastic. Canoe for Clean Water is another great place to look up some information, and Water First NGO. So check those out. It looks like we are probably all set though. I'm looking at all your fruit there and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't wait to get started. So I will leave that there, and let's get into all the fun stuff. So take it away.
All right. No, thank you so much for mentioning all that. I think it's really important. And if you're in the St. Louis area, I definitely think you should check out Cahokia Mound and things that are going on there. It's a beautiful site, but the biggest mound is named after French fur trappers that almost died there, and not the indigenous community that lived there for centuries. And I think that there's a petition to rename it. So if I can find it, I will put it in my bio and my account, because I think that that's important as well. So Chia Bang Bang, I didn't name it, but I'm here for it. We are going to start with the jam. I'm going to go through ingredients for both so that you can be prepared for everything, and you don't have to search for the recipe if you're going to play it back. So for the jam, you are going to need 2 cups, frozen or fresh fruit, your choice, cook's choice. If you use a stone fruit like peach or cherries, anything that has a pit, it's going to take a little bit longer to cook down, but you can definitely use those. You're going to need a teaspoon of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, a tablespoon of honey. You can also substitute, this is kind of a choose your own adventure in terms of sweetener. You can do sugar if you'd like. You could do maple syrup. You could do agave. Just keep in mind that each of those is going to have kind of a different kick of sweetness to it. So just keep that in mind. And then for the jam, have a little bit of water nearby in case your fruit starts to get stubborn. You can use that to loosen it up in your pot. And then just a saucepan, your favorite saucepan. And then for the pudding, you're going to need a 1/4 cup of chia seeds. I like to use a scant cup. A 1/4 cup will definitely turn out perfectly. A cup of the milk of your choice, plant-based dairy. I have done it with almond and cashew with success. I can't speak to any other plant-based milks, but cashew and almond turn out well for me. A teaspoon of vanilla, that's optional. If you don't have it right now, you're not going to miss out on much. And then 2 teaspoons of maple syrup. Again, you can use honey, you can use sugar, you can use agave, and a little pinch of salt. I also want to say, because I have been watching these videos, and Sarah of Sustainable Suburbs said that her recipe for her kombucha was poison-free. And she doesn't own the market on poison-free recipes. These are also both poison-free. So I took it out. I thought it added a little umami, but I was like, let's not chance it. So I have a little cooktop thing. I'm going to set it to medium low, and I'm going to put in my fruit, and I'm going to put in the teaspoon of lemon juice. So we've got 2 cups fresh or frozen fruit. Of course, if it's fresh, it's going to cook a little bit quicker. Frozen, it'll kind of simmer for a bit. So fruit and lemon juice are going to go in.
I forgot to mention to anyone who might be watching and who wants to join in, you can go to, I don't know my account on Instagram, Your Eco Friend, there's a link there that you can go right into the Zoom if you want to participate at the same time and be able to ask questions at the same time as well. So you're welcome to do that. And the password is We-Solation. Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Yes, please join.
Yeah, I like this. People could pop in at any moment. Yeah, I have to say, I started doing some lives when this all first started happening, and it was nice seeing people like commenting and interacting. So it's nice to know you're not alone. You're we-solating with people, so to speak. Yeah, so I lied. I kicked this up to medium. I'm going to get it going. Just, for some excitement. So yeah, we're going to let this cook. I will bring the phone closer as things start to cook down so you can see what it looks like, because I think that that's sometimes helpful. I'm gonna put the pot on, the lid on the pot.
Okay.
So
it's cooking away too, so we are good.
cool. All right, are you using fresh or frozen fruit?
Frozen.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure we have like the same cook times. Okay, so while that's getting started, we can shake up our pudding. So for the pudding, what's great is you're just gonna like dump it all, shake it up, like it's a set it and forget it. So we are going to get our cup of, I was gonna say vanilla, a cup of the milk going. Okay. And then choose your favorite mason jar. If you're sustainable, you have 50 of them. So pick your favorite one.
All right.
I think this used to be an old
I have tried this recipe with oat milk before, and it seemed to work fine. Just as a
oh, good. Yeah. Oat milk's a
and
little bit. Yes. Yeah. Oat milk's a little bit thicker, so that doesn't surprise me that it works out. I think coconut milk, like not in the can, but in the carton, would be the only thing I think I'd be a little bit worried about, just because it seems to be a little bit thinner. That's not to say it doesn't work out. I just haven't tried it. So we have a cup of milk.
Okay.
Awesome. And then I like to use a scant cup of chia seeds because that's just how I like it. What's nice about this too is you can kind of get the consistency that you want. So if you want a true pudding that's going to firm up, use the full quarter cup. If you are more like, I could go for a yogurt, then you can use a little bit less. I'm like the type of person that likes, pancakes that are a little like undone in the middle. And like same with cinnamon rolls. So I'm using a little bit less, but a quarter cup will get you there, especially if this is your first time doing this recipe. And then, so we have our cup of milk, our quarter cup of chia, and we're gonna do a teaspoon of vanilla. You don't have to do this step. I like it, it adds a little flavor, but if you're out, like don't feel the need to run out and get vanilla.
All right.
So a teaspoon of vanilla is going in. And then I'm gonna use maple syrup. And so I'm gonna use 2 teaspoons of maple syrup. But again, you could use honey, agave, sugar, your favorite sweetener of choice. If you're using stevia, definitely use less than 2 teaspoons though.
Stevia is very potent.
Yeah, that'll knock you out. And then I'm gonna add a pinch of salt.
So powdered stuff is okay, like ground sugar, like granulated. Do you know?
For stevia?
So, oh, sorry, I meant just like any kind of sugar would be fine. Doesn't have to be liquid.
I think a granulated sugar would be fine because you're gonna shake it up enough that I think it'll dissolve nicely. I would not use brown sugar. I wouldn't use I don't think coconut sugar would dissolve enough. I haven't tried a ton of alternative sugars with it. So I don't know. If anyone has, comment below.
By the way, my fruit smells delicious right now.
Yes, I was just gonna say I'm smelling my fruit. We're on the same timeline, girl.
I love it. Great. Okay. So it's looking.
And I was nervous about live YouTube. We're rocking this.
No need. Also, does your shirt say St. Louis? Does it?
It does. Blazing across my breasts is the St. Louis Sun. We've got the arch. It's a defunct newspaper that I think was around for a month. So, and if that doesn't encapsulate St. Louis in some way, shape, or form, I don't know what does. If you're from St. Louis, comment below. Okay, so since YouTube will not let us play music, I did have a poll because I don't know if you guys know this or remember, Nelly, the rapper, is from St. Louis, and then Dua Lipa has a song out that's talking about she should have stayed home. And Dua Lipa went out, so we were gonna dance to that to shake it up, but I guess we're off the hook because we can't play music. So play whatever song is in your head and give this a good shake.
All right.
You can do the Simba move I learned from We-Solation. Yes.
Love that. Doing it like a champion.
Okay, wait, Tony, is Lynn your assistant right now doing the?
If you mean by assistant, that she's doing the entire thing and I'm just sitting here looking 100%.
Great effort, Tony. I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
I was trying to give you some credit. I wish I had that.
Friends, Gary, get in here.
I'm in the bedroom, so I don't take over.
Woo.
Smells so good. Okay, question. Do you still have your heat at medium or have you turned it down a bit?
That is the best time question I have ever heard of, because I am just about to turn mine down to medium low because it is boiling away. So I'll show you what I can see, hopefully. So that's what I'm seeing right now. So it's bubbling vigorously, as they say. So I am going to keep my lid off and I'm going to turn the heat down and I'm going to give it a little stir to make sure none of my berries are sticking to the bottom. So you should have some nice juices going. This should take 5 to 10 minutes. So we'll let it go for a little bit longer. And these are all like pretty quick recipes too, which I like. And if you are We-Solated with your children, these are, especially the pudding, this is a fun way to get your kids involved. I also think it's fun to look at like, well, I don't think it's fun. This will tell you what a wild life I lead, if this is fun to you as well. But looking at chia seeds, if you look at the dry chia seeds and then you put them in water, with kids, you can start to see like the membrane that like forms around the chia seeds the longer that they sit in water. So you could do like a prediction, compare, contrast, all that fun stuff. If you are sitting there thinking, I do not like the texture of tapioca, I don't like what's happening here. You can, at this point, you can put this in a blender, and how well this works depends on how strong your blender is. So we have one of these Nutra Ninjas. So this is like the perfect size and the blade really cuts through all the chia seeds. So if you're thinking tapioca is not for me, I see you, I hear you. You can put this in your blender, blend it up, and it'll give you more of a mousse-like texture to it because you're whipping air into it. So it'll give you a nice mousse texture, and you can almost eat it immediately. You could chill it, so it'll have a much lower chilling time as well. So that's a hack for We-Solation Nation.
I have a question. Sorry, Tony, do you have a question first?
You go. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, is that after, or is this right away?
The blending?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you don't like, so you can just leave this. So blending is an additional tip. So you can, right now, I'm done shaking. I'm gonna put it in the fridge, and overnight this will firm up and form a pudding. If you don't like the texture, you would blend right now. So you'd shake everything up, or you could actually put everything in your blender. And you could blend it right away to bypass that like tapioca. If you want something smooth, you would blend it right away. And then I didn't mention this, but this is enough for 2 servings. So I'm actually going to divide it into 2 little cups because that's how I like to do it.
And have you ever added anything like cocoa powder or anything like that at all to make it like a chocolate pudding?
Yes. So if you wanted to do chocolate, you'd put in a tablespoon of cocoa powder and shake it right up. I have also done Earl Grey. And so what you can do is with your milk is put it in a saucepan, put a bag or 2, depending on how strong you want the flavor, put a bag or 2 in, let it steep, and then have a nice little Earl Grey flavor, which I really like during the fall. So like, I feel like this is a nice recipe because once you learn the basics, it really plays well with a lot of different flavors. You could put cinnamon in here. I've seen matcha. you can put some of your jam in here as a replacement for your maple syrup or your sweetener and just shake it up. So it really goes well with a lot of different things. And I think it's just the right amount of sweetness for me, where like I'll have this for my afternoon snack when I'm looking to eat everything in the pantry. I'll have this and feel better about myself because I didn't eat everything. It also, like for toppings, goes really well because I feel like I can kind of clean out my pantry a little bit. So dried fruit I'll put in here, coconut, granola, nuts. You can melt down some peanut butter and put it in if that's your thing. So I feel like it's also nice to kind of get creative, and you could do like a chia pudding like bar and have like different toppings out. Go crazy.
I don't know if you saw that, but my jaw went, you're putting
out the chocolate chip.
All of the flavors.
All of the things. You've earned it. So yeah, so I am just gonna put these two in the fridge, and then we're gonna turn our attention back to this jam.
Okay. Now mine is in the fridge. And I wish you could all smell what my kitchen smells like right now. It's incredible.
I know, I'm doing strawberries and it smells, it's good.
Yeah, I have mixed berries. So there's like some blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, some cherries.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just using the back of my spoon to kind of test. I certainly hope I'm showing this and not just my crotch. But I'm kind of pressing against the strawberries here to make sure that they are not frozen. So if there's a decent amount of give to them, they're probably done. So if they're breaking apart pretty easily, you are in a good spot. I like to test it now. I like to taste it to see if I need like any more acid, because once we're at like a good place, we're gonna take it off the heat to add our remaining ingredients. So I'm gonna try not to burn my mouth. So I'm gonna give it a taste.
What's your favorite fruit to use?
I just spilled honey on myself. I really like strawberry. I'm not very adventurous, so I like strawberry. I'm basic.
I love strawberry. That is not basic.
What are you going for?
When they're in season,
yeah.
What is everyone else using?
We are using raspberries, and Lynn was wondering if we
Was I meant to have added sugar yet?
Were we supposed to have added the sugar already?
Not yet. You were doing great. No, not yet. So yeah, I'm just tasting. I like to taste it now because I like to get the natural sweetness of the fruit, because that'll help me decide how much honey I'm either going to put on my pants or put in the pot. All right, so I'm going to take mine off the heat, but how is everybody else feeling? How are we feeling?
So
I haven't burned anything yet, so I'm feeling great.
Yes, that's a win.
Definitely. And mine is looking good. It is all cooked down. It's ready to go. I'm excited for the next step.
All right, so let's take it off the heat, or just turn the heat off. And then this is where we're going to add all of our other stuff. So what you should have remaining is you should have chia seeds. I believe it is, 2 tablespoons of chia seed, and I'm going to use a tablespoon of honey. Broken record here, but choose, the sweetener of choice. So this is the point, Sophie, where you could probably use coconut sugar, raw sugar, some of those like sugars that have a bigger granule because it's warm, so it'll cook down much nicer. Whereas like with the chia pudding, you're putting it in cold, and I just don't know if it would break down as well. But so this is kind of a true choose your own adventure when it comes to the sweetness.
Okay, so we have 2 tablespoons of chia.
2 tablespoons of chia. I'm going to put in my sweetener first.
Oh no.
I've
Just so
also
it gets
been
nice
using,
and
oh,
corporate.
sorry.
And sorry, so how much sweetener will we be putting in?
I'm doing a tablespoon of honey. What sweetener are you using?
Honey as well.
Okay. I'm sorry, Sophie, were you gonna give me a compliment? Did I cut you off?
Well, it wasn't. I was saving all of that for the end, but I am thoroughly enjoying this comedy / Chia Bang Bang. No, I was just gonna say I've started recently because I have some on hand. Is I've been using dates as sweeteners. Like if I need to liquefy them, I put them in a bit of hot water to soften them, and then blend them up. And actually, that's been pretty good too.
Yeah, that sounds really good. But Sophie, I'll remind you that I'm the host, so and this is why no one wants to drop in on this Zoom. They're like, she's too much. Okay, so what you can do next is, again, choose your own adventure. So what you can do is you can use the back of a spoon, the back of a fork, or you can use a potato masher, or if you like it really, oh my gosh, this always happens to me. Okay, I'm back. You can also use an immersion blender if you don't want any bits of strawberry or seeds in your jam or jelly. Also, does anyone know the difference between jam and jelly?
No.
Okay, neither do I. Comment below if you know the difference.
Mhm.
I'm gonna immersion blend mine because I don't like little bits in my jam / jelly. But yeah, a fork works just fine. Potato masher, back of a spoon, and then just kind of get it to the consistency that you like.
Cool. I am keeping mine a little chunky. I love those fruit pieces. Oh my.
You do? We would have separate jams and jellies if we lived together.
I would just take out all the chunks and leave all the rest for you.
Well, I also have to tell you why I'm doing this, because you can use this in cocktails. And so you can put a little bit of jam in like a martini shaker, and the smoother the better for me.
I've never heard of that.
That's,
Loving that.
yeah. All right.
Chia pudding recipes. We've got jam, and now we have a martini recipe on the works. So.
Yeah. And you're staying at home, so like, who cares if you get chia seeds in your teeth? You know, like Richard's gonna divorce me now.
All right.
My mother has come to our rescue, guys. So apparently the difference between jelly and jam is that jelly is made with just the juice and jam is made with the whole fruit.
Oh, aw, I love that. Thank you.
She would know.
That's fantastic. Now we can go forth educated. I like that. Is everyone done smashing your jam? We can confidently call this jam.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you can take your chia seeds. So 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, plop them right in, give them a mixy mix, and your jam will firm up overnight as well. And I like putting the jam in, again, back to the pudding bar. I like putting jam at the bottom of, or in, but I kind of like layering the chia pudding. So I'll put some jam in the bottom, then I'll put the pudding, and then I'll put like some crunchy stuff on top. So you can really use both of these tomorrow together. And I think it also makes like a nice amount. This isn't something that's gonna like sit in your fridge forever and you're gonna forget about it. I mean, you could still forget about it, but it's not such a huge quantity that you're like, my goodness, I have, 8 cups of jam. So I also like this because it is good, and then it goes quickly. And then of course, before you put it in your jar, give it another little taste if you want to add something else. No surprise, mine's perfect.
Mine is pretty good. I'm excited. Okay.
Yeah, so then just take out your favorite jar. Bonus points if you're reusing a jar. And you can just, sometimes I'll let this get room temperature before I whack it in the fridge. But you could feasibly put this in the fridge right now. So I'll just let it sit like room temp without the lid on actually, and let her sit. So yeah.
Amazing.
So if you want to make a cocktail with it, I would recommend doing like a teaspoon or two of jam. And then I made strawberry, so I like to cut it with lime juice, and I'll do like half a shot of lime juice, and then I'll do a shot of vodka or gin and shake it up, and it's pretty tasty.
That sounds amazing. I know limes have become my thing over the past 2 weeks. I made myself a mojito and that was it. I'm like completely sold. I have way too many limes. No mint, so I really screwed myself on that one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's the wrong time to like fall in love with any particular food, I feel like, because yeah, it's time to fall in love with a lot, I guess. So yeah, so then tomorrow morning, this should all be like nice and like firmed up and amazing. And same with your chia pudding. What I also like about the pudding is like, let's say you do forget about it, it's been pushed to the back, don't throw it away. You might not want to eat it as is, but like put it in a smoothie. It'll blend up really nicely in a smoothie. Don't waste it. Like you could still eat it straight as well, but I know sometimes it's like, how long has this been sitting here? But I've done it where I've accidentally made like a big batch and forgotten about one, and I put it in a smoothie and it's been fine. So there's lots of ways to really kind of use the chia pudding in lots of fun ways. So yeah, I feel like that went quick. Did I go too fast?
No, it was amazing. But I do want to know, what is your favorite thing to put your jam on? Like, what's your carb of choice? Is it a bagel? Is it a what's your go-to in the morning?
All of them. I really like bagels. I like to do like a sweet. So I like to do butter and jam on my bagels. So I would say a bagel. But I know Sophie's been making English muffins, and so I also like that because the butter gets into those nooks and crannies, and then you top it with the jelly or jam, and it's even better. What about you?
Oh, you know what? All of them as well. But I'm actually butter and jam. I'm a butter and jam gal too. Love it. Or peanut butter. Throw me peanut butter on anything and I'm happy. Peanut butter and jam too. But yeah, definitely English muffins, which Sophie, I'm going to have to get that recipe from you because they looked amazing.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do I have to let this cool before I put a lid on it?
I would recommend getting it to cool to room temperature and then putting your lid on it and then putting it in the fridge.
Gotcha.
Amazing. And you had something really special that you wanted to share with one lucky viewer. So if you want to share that with them now.
Yes. So in St. Louis, there is this amazing organization called Perennial. So my focus last year, like my driving force last year was like, okay, I've really solidified like sustainability in my home. Like I think I've gotten it as good as it's going to get. And so now I want to like move beyond the four walls of my house and get involved in my community. So Perennial is, I'm going to call it a maker space. And what they do is they host different classes where they take materials that otherwise would have gone to landfill and you get to repurpose it. And I know when I say that, I feel like people are thinking of like some janky like bird feeders or something, but they make some of the most beautiful things from these found objects, again, that would have otherwise been discarded. So they make cold frames. You can carve, they have a class where you can carve your own wooden spoon. They have a zero waste workshop that they've just started doing. And of course, they're closed right now because of COVID. So what they are offering to generate some income from them is they have 3 different kits. So one of the kits is a rug making kit. One is black walnuts that you can use to dye. And they do give you the fabric to dye stuff with. And then another is a flower press. And I think on each of the cards, they tell you what they've diverted from landfill, which is really cool. So if you're in the US and you are watching and you make one or both of these, take a picture, tag me in it, tag any of the lovely people tonight in your picture. And I'll choose a winner and I will send you a kit of your choice. If you live outside of the US, I will donate to a charity of your choice. So make it, tag your girl in it, and I will choose a winner.
I love that. Thank you so much. And of course, we always do a little giveaway as well. So again, anyone who participated, tag us with a photo of your delicious jam or your pudding. If you can, take a photo and you can tag me, I guess would be me today. So Collective Impact Journey would be your handle. And one lucky winner will get a personalized note from us and some seed paper, which has wildflowers and herbs, which is fantastic. So don't forget that. And also, I'm not going to let you go and get off the hook easy. We are doing our lightning trivia round tonight. It is going down right now. Are you ready?
Oh my gosh. If it's anything like the last trivia, I'm not going to do well. But sure, I have wine with me. This should be fun.
All right.
Before we do the lightning round, because I'm super inept for the, I can't multitask, so making 2 things at once didn't work. For the chia pudding, so would you just put fruits on top?
Like tomorrow morning once it's set up?
Oh, okay. So we wait for it to like solidify.
Yeah. So
okay, good.
Tonight you were just
I
like,
couldn't tell if I missed a memo.
no, that's a good question. We were talking about a lot of things, and you were multitasking. So tonight is just a dump and shake, we're gonna call it, and then you put it in the fridge. Tomorrow morning it will be perfection, and then you can put fruit on top, anything you want. But don't put anything on top tonight, just because it'll reintroduce like more liquid and it might not set up. If you can divide it in, my recommendation is to divide it into 2 containers, but it'll set up fine in just 1 mason jar too.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Lightning round away.
Does anyone else have questions? Any viewers, anyone watching have any questions at all before we get into our lightning round? Anything?
Yes, viewers, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts?
No. Okay, well, if there are questions, I promise we'll get to them after the trivia. How about that?
I don't see any questions coming.
Okay, that's okay. That means everyone's just on it, and everyone's going to have delicious pudding in the morning and jam for their toast or carb. Okay, are you ready? Got your wine?
Yes.
Okay. Pancake or waffles?
Pancake.
Dogs or cats?
Neither.
Okay.
I choose dogs. Cats scare me. It's me, not them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Okay.
I'm not an animal person, but I don't eat them. So like there's something. So don't at me.
Oh. Okay, you never leave home without?
My keys, but that's such a boring answer. That's the first thing that came to mind. I never leave home without my keys. Oh my God. The viewers are dropping off precipitously.
They're just going, they're going. Okay, I know we're all at home right now watching a whole lot of stuff. So Netflix or Crave?
I don't know what Crave is. So Netflix, but what is Crave?
Crave is like it's another subscription online that's kind of like Netflix, but you get all of the great HBO episodes, seasons of everything.
Oh, okay. We have HBO Go. I wonder if that would be cheaper. All right.
Probably. All right, reusable straw or no straw at all?
No straw, because I never remember to bring my reusable.
All right, cake or pie?
Cake, but I do make a good pie.
I bet you do, especially with this. Maybe we could do like a chia pie.
Ooh, yeah.
That sounds like fun. Okay, guilty pleasure.
Oh, this is Real Housewives of New York. Not proud of it. What's your guilty pleasure? Wait, someone else has to answer this as well.
Riverdale.
Okay.
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber? I love that. I didn't know that was a
Thanks.
guilty pleasure.
What me?
All right, we all have to do it. Lynn?
I have one. Justin Bieber's wife.
Oh, yeah.
No. She's a model, and she has all these like interviews and videos, and I just find myself like, I just find myself watching sometimes, and I just get like sucked in, and I'm like, oh, you're just so nice to look at.
Yeah. That's why it's a guilty pleasure. We're not proud of it. Yeah, we all get sucked in one way or the other.
Absolutely. Sophie, what about you?
All reality dating shows.
Oh,
Whatever.
Whatever.
Don't care. It makes me feel good at my relationship.
All right, cups in the cupboard, right side up or upside down?
Right side up.
Ooh.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's great. Okay, 2 more. Parm or nooch?
Wait, one more time?
Parmesan or nutritional yeast?
Oh, it depends on what I'm using it for. I'm gonna parm. I'm gonna say parm because I feel like I use it more often. But I do enjoy some nooch in my life.
Oh, good. Okay, and then last one. What is your favorite sustainable life hack?
Refusing. I think there's a lot of people that follow me. I know not everybody can do this, so there's a certain amount of, I think, privilege that comes with it. But refusing, I think it's the one thing that we all have the ability to do. And I hope that people are realizing, like, now that we're at home and we're trying not to go out as much, I hope some people, again, that have the access and the means and the ability to do this are taking a look at things in their life that they could do without and not need. And I think that that's one thing that I learned a little bit later on. I was very much into the swaps, which have their place in time in sustainability for sure. But I think I was so busy of like swapping and realizing, well, I'm still like consuming at the same rate. I'm just consuming something quote unquote better. And then realizing like, I don't need paper towels at all. I have old kitchen rags that I can use. And so really like slowing down and shopping, like intentionally putting together a list and asking myself, like, is this a need or is this a want? So I think there's, a lot of people out there that can have that ability to do, that refusal first. So I think that that's my biggest like hack or advice. Have you asked everyone that question?
Yeah. So a few questions we asked last time, but then we switched up the kind of this or that questions to make it a little bit. Yeah, so it wasn't the same, but we did. Yeah, but I love your answer. It's great. Refusing is fantastic. I think it's a great answer. And I know that
Would you say that I gave the best answers?
I'm going to say that your answer is fantastic, but everyone has a great answer. Wrong, and all hacks are great. And I think all of the advice that we can share with each other, that's what this community is all about. And so it's fantastic to learn from each other. And also I wanted to let you know that I was going through your Insta feed and I saw your gummy bears, your homemade gummy bears.
Yeah.
Wow. That is, I need to try that. So I need to find if anyone here that's watching has gummy bear trays, molds that I can borrow in Toronto, please let me know because they looked amazing.
Yeah, and there's actually, I've made them since vegan. So I used a Jello packet, which is not vegan, but I used it. I see some clients privately, and I have a student that's very motivated by gummies. So I made that as a little gift for him. And so I just went with what was easiest because it was the holidays and it was really busy. But I've since found a vegan recipe that works just as well. So if you're vegan, there are recipes out there. I pinned it, and they will work just as good as a conventional packet of Jello. But yeah, they're a lot of fun to make. And if you live in the St. Louis area, I have 3 of the teddy bear molds that you are welcome to if you'd like to borrow them. Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun thing to make.
Absolutely. Well, you have tons of swaps, tips, recipes, and fun stuff on your page. So again, this is Christa. Your handle is show me _0waste.
Yes, correct.
Well, thank you so much for joining. For everyone else that's watching, I'm Adriana. Collective Impact Journey is my handle. Do not forget to take a photo and tag me because you will be hopefully a lucky winner. And then we have Plastic Free Tio, Your Eco Friend, and Wisebird_CA as well. So thanks again so much, and please join us again next time.
Thank you for having me. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Krista.